for the moment, but we're now into Pool D action. Both these sides up first had a loss earlier this morning. See that? England going down to Scotland, and Samoa getting one over on Kenya. So these two teams need this to stay alive here at the Los Angeles Sevens. That is a mister of fresh, cold water, which is much needed on this field. We're here at Dignity Health Sports Park in Los Angeles, and it is very, very hot out there. I'm Gareth Reese. Thanks for joining us around the world, wherever you are. The Kenyans looking for that win, as we said, and England with a couple of local boys in Tom Mitchell and senior vets Tom Bowen looking to get their first win of the day. I'm joined by former USA Eagle captain Zach Test. And Zach, first of all, tough one for the Eagles there in that last match.
Yeah, tough one for the Eagles. You know, some mistakes really cost them, some handling errors, and as we know, New Zealand is just absolutely ruthless.
That is Tal Chowdhury, our referee for this one, and it will be a vocal crowd. Fantastic support. The Kenyans in this part of the world, they love their sevens. Will be England in their traditional white kit, kicking off from left to right. England looking for only their second medal of the 2020 HSBC World Series. Picked one up in Malaga early on. High kick hanging. Well gathered by Kenya in the form of Vincent Onyala. Those are the basics that Kenya will need to complete here against a relatively inexperienced England side, but dangerous nonetheless. Kenya pushing it through the hands. Nelson Oyu releases. This mix of power and pace, that's Billy Odhiambo, the 28-year-old. So effective over the years. This is good interplay, and guess who? The big right arm comes out. Alvin Otieno, so dangerous midfield. But now they've created a hint of an overlap. But credit the English defense. They've come right across the field. Advantage being played. Kenyans 3-on-2 overlap for the moment. The short ball doesn't come off. A good line from Oliech there. But England up to it in defense. The tackle count, it's been all Kenya so far. The penalty will go against England.
Great start for Kenya there. Very patient attack, righting the wrongs from earlier today, really holding on to the ball, patient attack, putting England's defense backwards and backwards with their big ball runners, winning a penalty inside their 22. Now they can have a nice set piece, tap pen move to really exploit some space that England's going to give away.
Well, they've got a few big runners. Alvin Otieno will be first on my list, but it's not needed. It's the short ball. William Mbaka with a change of line. A beautifully worked set-piece move. And William Mbaka with the goggles sees straight through for a try.
All the experience of William Mbaka just spotting the little small gap in the English defense and exploiting with a great little short line. Fantastic tap pen move from Kenya. That's the start they wanted to this game. Righting the wrongs from this morning. Really, really great start from Kenya.
A good shot from this angle. You see the little bit of movement just catches the English disconnected, stepping out of their line. The right boot of Samuel Oliech added two more. This is an 8-game win streak against Kenya for England, which has not started well here in the second game of Pool D here in Los Angeles. That kick's not going to cover the required 10. Now England's chance to go with a set piece. Tony Rokes, the coach of this English side. Of course, it's been a season where we started with Great Britain, and then the British teams broke up again, and this will be the last appearance for England. The English players will represent Great Britain going forward next season. This is good width from the English, though. Low pass is spilled, and Tom Bowen can't pick it up off his boot tops.
Yeah, a little handling error from England there. They got starved of possession earlier against Scotland, so I bet Rocky, their head coach, was like, hey, we've got to make sure we take care of the ball, hold on to the ball, starve Kenya of possession. Not quite executed in that moment there. Kenya's got a great opportunity to continue their momentum they've started in their first passage of play.
Possession still king in the sevens game, and England giving it back. Tom Mitchell's on the field, scrum half roll. Man playing his 15s rugby in the Major League Rugby setup here in the States and Canada. He plays for the Los Angeles Guiltinis, last year's champions, 2 years ago's champions, my apologies. That one spilled. Onyala cleans it up. And there's Nelson Oyoyo running straight towards the massive throng of Kenyan support over on that far sideline. Patient build-up from the Kenyans. Billy Odhiambo, the 28-year-old. He's on 99 tries currently, looking to enter the Centurions club. That inside pass is actually knocked forward. Tom Mitchell's going to have some pushing and shoving.
For a punch in the face or not?
Well, Mitchell's claiming there was a punch in the face. It was knocked on off Mitchell's hand. That'll be the initial call. But let's listen in on the referee here.
They both grab each other. I've got an intentional knock on by White. Anything else? Okay. Intentional knock on. Off you go.
Well, Zach, Alvin Otieno did give him a shot. For, I don't know, not quite sure why, but the Oxford-educated Tom Mitchell backing himself against the Buffalo.
Well, it's definitely hot out there on the field, and tensions are high. Teams want to make sure that they're physically imposing themselves. Tom Mitchell always at the forefront, putting his team in front.
And calmer heads are going to prevail here. Just come back for the initial knock-on.
Set.
Tabu to put in. Of course, this Kenyan side coached by Damien McGrath, a man with vast experience on the series, coached this very same England team, as well as Samoa and Canada. Just finished a stint with Germany, narrowly missing series qualification there in the Challenger Cup. So his team has won an offside penalty.
Yeah, discipline's going to be big in this game, especially for England. If they want to control possession, they've got to make sure that they're disciplined defensively.
So, normal service. Out wide they go. Oyu breaks one tackle, but he's engulfed by white jerseys. Over the top is Max Clemenson, and they've won the contest at the ruck. English put in.
That's great smothering defense by those English edge defenders, just really wrapping up the ball, causing that knock-on. Something that Kenya's been struggling with all year is those handling errors. They showed really, really good patience in their first passes of play, but as the heat's risen on this ground, we're starting to see those handling errors creep back in. Great opportunity for England to strike here.
And there is confirmation that England are one man short. Tom Mitchell is in the sin bin for the ball that was the attempted intercept that went forward off his hand. There's zero tolerance for that. It wasn't for the pushing and shoving. England penalized for not releasing. Quick tap, and rightly so. 7 Kenyans against 6 Englishmen for the moment. They're looking for their second try here. This is Pool D action and a string of penalties against England. Tabu, quick tap. That one's flat, or is it forward? The referee seems to be happy, and he's given the try. Billy Odhiambo, 100 tries for Kenya. Great celebration, and what an achievement, and everyone of his team is going to congratulate him. He joins an elite club of Centurions. Billy O, say it ain't so, taps himself, shows quick offload. Great moment for him as he joins William Baka, Humphrey Kayange, and the great Collins Injera in the Kenyan Centurion Club.
Well done by Billy the Kid. Great stuff from Kenya on this first half, really being patient, righting those wrongs from earlier. England need to shore up their discipline, shore up their tackle completion, get the ball in their hands, use the speed, power, and pace that they've got on their side.
And that'll do it here. Kenya up 12 points to nil for halftime. Join us after the break. You see that the possession reflecting very positively in Kenya's favor. England having to make many more tackles. They've actually missed 4, which is costly on the HSBC World Series.
Yeah.
Sawa. All the wonderful sights and sounds of the HSBC World Series here in LA Sevens. There's the happiest section currently of the crowd, Kenyan traveling support. Well, the English Rose is under the gun at the moment. They're down 2 scores. It's Kenya to kick off in the dark jerseys, playing from left to right. Some contact in the air. The referee says play on. Well, gathered by England. They've got their first meaningful possession. There's Tom Mitchell out of the sin bin fresh. Immediately scrambled by William Baca. Big tackle there.
Fantastic tackle by William Baca. Tom Mitchell is quick around the corner, and William Baca, just what a quality chop tackle, pulling that ball into touch, securing possession for his Kenyan side.
The 33-year-old was a part of the Tokyo Olympics for Great Britain in that case.
2-5, 13 off.
Going to be a few subs here. Fresh legs for the English. Of course, this is the last stop for England on the HSBC World Series, but they'll be heading to Cape Town, as will the USAC test, as assistant coach for the U.S. women's team. What a great celebration of the game that's going to be down there in Cape Town.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, the world all coming together in Cape Town. What a beautiful town. People all fighting for that World Cup title. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, September 9th to 11th.
Come on. Keep the space.
For the moment, it's a Kenya lineout. We're here in full D action in Los Angeles. Onyala. The big mitts go up and get the ball. Very quick whistle there from Tal Chowdhury. Not much the Englishman could do to get out of the way, but advantage Kenya. A late drop for Oyu. He's still rounding the front of the English defense. He's still going. Finally gives it up to Odiambo. Now there's options out wide. Big shout and a big moment. William Baca salutes the crowd. His third try here in Los Angeles. Big Willie gets it done.
Classic 7 strides from the Kenyans there, shifting it to one side, pulling all of the English defenders to one side. Little switchback, and number 9 just pulling defenders all in the middle park, creating the 3v2, really well executed, and no one stopping William Baca into the corner.
And a great shot of his goggles there. And if you are a parent or you have a family member who loves the game and doesn't get a chance to play because of some challenging eyesight, there is now an approved goggle there that he's wearing. He can get prescriptions for. So a great development to keep rugby even more inclusive than we already are.
Fantastic work by the Kenyans so far this game. Really holding on to possession, contesting the ball at the breakdown against England, frustrating them, and then punishing them the way they get the opportunities.
That's a good look, Zach. You think you would have liked that? Maybe more for the champagne in the dressing room.
He pulls it off very, very well, Gareth.
England's missed tackles continue to haunt them. The have gone long this time. In fact, they've gone too long and too wide. It's gone straight out on the full. England thought about a quick one. And now they're going to go. Mitchell. Full width. Finally, a few phases for England, although they're sat down. Again, a very quick whistle. The player was definitely lifted, but he seemed to be put down fairly safely in my book.
Yeah, harsh against Billy Oliembo. Right call by the referee, though. We want to make sure we keep this sport nice and safe.
So now it's England's turn to have a one-man advantage. They have 19 points to make up in 4 minutes. And the ball's going into touch.
Suffocating defense by the Kenyans, holding up the English, causing that knock-on to go into touch. Kenya's just been suffocating England's possession, just tackling high, making sure that they're not getting go forward.
Yeah, he definitely lifts him, which we don't want to see, you're right, but I don't know if he took him over the level here. He just knocked him back and put him down on his side. For me, that's a good tackle.
On the 15, on the 15.
Advantage England. Should be looking to use the width, and they do finally. Bowen steps back, realizing there's got to be opening somewhere with the Kenyans one short for the moment, and that pass floats forward. So the basics really letting England down right now, Zach.
Definitely. They created the space, they created the opportunity to punish Kenya on the edge, and just a little handling error, ball floating a little bit forward. Fatigue and heat setting, and you really got to focus on the little things in these pressure moments. Kenya with all the momentum on their side. Probably want to slow this game down, milk the clock, make sure that they get out of here with a nice point differential and win.
Yeah, we should mention very hot conditions. A fantastic surface to play on here at the home of the LA Galaxy, of the MLS soccer competition. But very, very hot conditions. It's just after 1:30 p.m. here on the west coast of the USA.
Set.
Odiambo still in the bin.
Stay in.
Kenya with two backs out wide. That one doesn't go to hand. This could be good. Mitchell nudges once with the left foot. He's tackled without the ball, and this could be penalty try and a yellow. It'll be an interesting decision for referee Chowdhury.
Just easy. Just 1 second. Time's off. I'm going to go upstairs, TMO check, please. I need a number here. In the act of scoring a try, there's a tackle off the ball. For me, it's a penalty try, yellow card.
Well, great calm shown by the Canadian there, Chowdhury.
8.
There's a second nudge here. Definitely tackle without the ball.
You've tackled
in
him
Chowdhury's
early.
mind. He's attacking in the act of scoring the try.
The ball. It's a penalty try, yellow card.
So the interpretation's been made. Penalty try, yellow card. Tom Mitchell gets the 7 points. Fair, Zach?
Fair, yeah, definitely a good call by the referee.
Yellow card's
Kenya down to 5 men. They've got to be disciplined. Make sure they're holding on to the ball.
Okay, time back on.
So just that 3 seconds you see on the top right of our screen, Odiambo will have to serve, but the ball's in play, so he can't come back on. And England have got the ball, so 7 on 5, pretty rare in sevens rugby.
No.
There should be space for the men in white. So Odiambo did get on the field. England, a bit of resurgence here. Just 2 minutes, though. They're down 12 points. And enveloped. That's Oliech.
You've lost it now. Advantage offside.
Mitchell gets it away. There's an advantage being played to England. Very short advantage in the sevens game.
Over.
Indeed, it's over. Back in field goes Jamie Atkinson.
Just an unfortunate knock on Adamson there. Tom Mitchell did what he did best in that left-hand corner of the pitch, sucking in those Kenyan defenders. They had the 3v2. They had the opportunity to go score in that corner. Again, the fatigue and pressure just sets in.
Yeah, stay with us. Samoa and Scotland still to come here in Pool D. Both those sides with a win earlier today. Samoa in some decent form, have made 4th place in the last 3 events.
Back on.
Looking to go up into the medals here in Los Angeles.
Time off again, sorry.
Time off. The Kenyans will get substitutes in.
Minute 20 left on the clock for Kenya, up by 12 points. It's all going to be about discipline and possession here for them. How disciplined can they be to close out this game to get their first win of the day?
Are we okay? Crouch! Bind! Set! 2 stay in!
Clear commands from the referee. Kessa is in the bin for the moment.
Back on outside. Okay.
Bobbled
Okay, thank you.
by
Back on.
Olioch.
Back up.
Well, this is good play from Kenya, just keeping their hands on it. Happy to recycle, let this clock run down with this commanding 12-point lead. They go for the flat pass, but it's indeed forward.
I was there for the Kenyans. They had created the opportunity. Just a little bit of forward momentum on that pass. Unfortunate for them there. Now, here's the time for England. 35 seconds left on the clock. Can they score quickly? Can they get a quick kick and get the restart back?
Well, you tiptoeing down the sideline, but it was in vain as the forward pass had been called.
Crouch! Bind!
As we said, Samoa and Scotland still to come.
Set.
Their second match in this pool.
Straight down. Stay
Good
back.
tap. Right through the middle. The show and go. Good energy from England and a nice touch from Charlton Kerr off the bench.
Great little try with the dummy through the middle, getting under the post, quickly trying to get it to Tom Mitchell. Unfortunate for them. Time is up.
So, frustration, you can see it there. The English thought they had a chance to come back into it. I wonder if they asked to turn down the conversion, which is an option. Off to the right of your screen, they're having a little discussion with the referees. But for the moment, this one is Kenya winning it 19 points to 14 over England. Yeah, tough one at the end. Sometimes you can do that, Zach. You can turn down the conversion.
Yeah, it's a tactical choice you can have. Unfortunately, it was just a little too late for England.